Good evening, my dark minions, and welcome. I'm Lady of Darkness. This evening, I have a tale, a special 4th of July themed tale. Some will say that this tale should be taken with caution. So, let's dive straight in, shall we? Once again, you know what time it is. It's time to relax with your favorite drink or snack and join me for tonight's tale. And just listen. It was the 4th of July. It was supposed to be just like any other 4th of July. It was supposed to be no different than any other. But I was wrong. I was mistakenly wrong. Looking back on it now, all just seems like a horrid nightmare that I never woke from, and till this day, I still find myself in a whirlwind of monstrous nightmares. This special event was supposed to be just like any other happy time of the year when family and friends would gather. But things didn't go according to plan. If I could just be granted another chance to go back in time to my 13-year-old self again, I would have done things slightly different. Considering I am a strong believer of the butterfly effect, just the smallest things can make a very large impact on the future. Every year, my mother, father, and younger brother would have the same holiday tradition. Purchase some fireworks, cold drinks, barbecue, then head out to the local neighborhood and light off fireworks at around 8 p.m. My younger brother, Jaren, is 11 years old. We both have a strong passion for fireworks. Our father, on the other hand, had always feared them, and for great reasons too. When our father was 8 years old, he had witnessed his cousin getting her thumb blown off when working with fireworks, and he hadn't gone near fireworks ever since. We picked out some of our favorite ones at the fireworks stand that night. Mostly they had been some of the simple ones, like sparklers, Roman candles, smoke bombs, and black cat. Our mother always went with us to the street of the neighborhood to guide us when lighting fireworks, while our father stayed a good distance as he watched from the window of the house. Don't go too far, Jess. Remember, you're supposed to be setting a good example for your younger brother, Jaren. Okay, Mom, I said. I have to go talk to your father right quick about something. Okay. Don't go too far and don't do anything foolish. I will be right back. This one first, Jaren said through excitement. Come on, Jess. Let's set out the black cat first. You know we both think these things are so cool. Jaren pointed over at the black cat firework that sat on a picnic table, then redirected his excited gaze back at me. After I prepared the firework, I could see our father exiting the house, walking over to the barbecue pit to flip some burgers, then flashing Jaren and I a toothy grin before he went back inside the house before I could hear distant and muffled voices talking. It had been now when I had come to the sudden realization that Jaren had been nowhere in sight. This was a very typical thing for Jaren to pull, so I didn't give it much thought. We lived in a higher class suburban neighborhood where the crime rate was extremely low, as well as the neighborhood being very family-orientated friendly. I figured that he had gone nowhere but to one of the neighbors' house to see how cool some of the fireworks they had been lighting had been. It was very often he'd do this on the 4th of July, so I didn't give it much thought and proceeded with lighting a Roman candle instead and thought I would rather wait for Jaren's return before lighting the black cat. It had only been minutes after I set off the third firecracker, and it had shot wildly off into the sky when I had noticed a large silhouette off into the distance of where the family van was parked. A cat. That damn black cat that was responsible for ruining my mother's garden. That same damn black cat that scratched the family's van. The same damn black cat responsible for killing many birds for the thrill. That damn cat was going to pay. Besides the fact that I just hated cats, I lit another firework and aimed right for the little bastard. It had only taken me a split second when I had come to the realization that there had been a sudden cut through the air of horrific screams that filled me with terror. The large explosion that the fireworks set off had obviously sent the neighbors off into a panic frenzy. But it wasn't until now when I actually seen what they were so worked up over. Off in the distance, in the road, were a group of hysterical adults as I watched as a middle-aged woman had been dialing for 911 on her cell phone. I couldn't help but walk over and closer to the scene where all the commotion was coming from. But as I walked closer, the scene wasn't an ordinary one. Had I intentionally murdered that cat right now wasn't a concern for me. It was now when I had seen it, laying unconscious and presumably dead on the ground, surrounded by a circle of hysterical and concerned adults, had been my baby brother, bloody and lifeless. I was 13 years old the summer I killed my baby brother. I'd later learned that the firework had struck Jaren directly in the face during the explosion. Since that night, I am now a junior in high school. Life will never be the same. It hasn't been the same since that fateful night Jaren was murdered. My parents, since that night, hasn't been the same. They've both spiraled out of control and going down the wrong path. My mother has been in and out of mental institutions from past failed suicide attempts, and my father has turned to alcohol to remedy the pain. What is now left of Jaren's bedroom are distant memories, good and bad, that has been forever marked with tragedy. His room has remained untouched since that night. My father can't even look at me in the eyes anymore, and I don't blame him. I am a monster. A constant reminder of the only son my father ever had is gone now. I can't help but feel survivor's guilt in return for a life that was lost too soon. A life where only 11 years on this earth should have not been his only. A sad realization that Jaren would remain frozen in time as that same 11-year-old boy while I will continue on living. The life my baby brother, Jaren, would never live. The life only I recklessly stole from him. Looking back on that time of my life, then seeing the mess that has now become of all of our lives, I can't help but see the harbored hatred and built-up anger both my parents now feel towards me. It is a harsh reality when I am finally truthful with myself and has come to terms with the answer. That the only thing my parents now regret throughout this whole tragic ordeal is that the wrong sibling has died. If you enjoyed that tale, my dark minions, and would like to hear more, feel free to subscribe to my channel and follow me on social media for special, exclusive sneak peeks and more. Links to my Twitter and Facebook social media accounts alike will be posted below. I sincerely hope the month of July has offered nothing but bliss, and I hope you and your loved ones all stay safe during the 4th of July. Before leaving, my dark minions, I would like to give a special thank you for all of your continuous support, as it is you who in fact keep this channel and horror podcast going. That is all the time we have this evening. Till next time, sweet dreams.